Meanwhile, the IDF is full steam ahead into the heart of Gaza City. Israel says this is one of the last strongholds of Hamas militants. It's also where almost 1 million civilians so far, 1 million civilians are still living as Israeli tanks move in. Hundreds of thousands have already moved south, forced to leave to avoid moments like this.
وجينا على الأقدام ما فيش معانا مصاري نركب ولا في معانا ولا شيء الواحد بفلت داره بفلت حاله بفلت ماله بدك إياه يكون مبسوط لا يا عم طالعين على عينينا احنا عندنا أطفال.
And joining us now is retired Lieutenant Colonel Danny Davis at the Defense Priorities and host of Daniel Davis Deep Dive on YouTube. Welcome back. Your reaction to what we're seeing right now in Gaza City?
Well, listen, I mean, in terms of the peace, I'm certainly hopeful for anything that can stop the destruction. But when you're specifically talking about the so-called Gaza offensive, listen, from a military perspective, there is no more war. I mean, even in that clip you just showed there, it's just destruction of whatever's left of the buildings in that area. I mean, I can't detect any kind of actual military operation. All I see is them methodically moving section by section through the city to literally destroy any capacity to sustain life. Even if there is some sort of peace agreement that is determined with President Trump, a ceasefire or whatever, what are they going to have left to live into? And what are the actual objectives here? Because the only thing I've been able to see so far that they've at least said publicly is that this is to get the final hostages back. But there's no connection between tactical operations of blowing up buildings and getting the hostages back. So to me, this just looks like a destruction mission to just raise a bunch more buildings. I mean, that's just the only thing I can see that makes sense.
Yeah, and we've seen, I mean, in that street to street, building to building, that type of close quarters. And again, I don't know if you call it combat because we're not sure if there is open fighting happening, but does there look like there's a change in tactics from Hamas here or from the IDF in terms of how they plan to, engage with each other in the heart of Gaza City?
No, and in fact, there's obviously the Israeli Defense Forces and the Israeli government have done everything they can to limit any kind of media or information to come out. So it's very hard to get accurate information. But what does come through and from cell phones, et cetera, the only thing that we can see is literally what you just showed there is explosions and the destruction of buildings, but no firefights. And really, there haven't been any in quite a long time. Even when I was fighting in an insurgency in both Iraq and Afghanistan, I mean, we would have, raids where there would be actual insurgents we would go up against here and there. And that was the case through the first year, maybe year and a half or so, maybe more like the first year. But since that time, there really hasn't been anything more than periodic hit and run tactics from the Hamas side. The rest of it has just been a methodical disintegration of the Gaza Strip. I just don't see any evidence of actual combat operations.
And in that disintegration that you're describing, I mean, you've been a part of fighting insurgencies. Is it as easy as people think to end something like this? I mean, even if there isn't frequent fighting in the streets, how long can Hamas potentially hold on in a place like Gaza City?
Well, here's the problem. What is the actual military objective? Because if it's to, quote, destroy Hamas, then as was really voiced frustrated by Emmanuel Macron yesterday to President Trump, he said, listen, whatever we were told the number of Hamas fighters were at the beginning 2 years ago is basically what it is today. And this is one thing I've been arguing about from the literal beginning of this war, whereas their military operations do nothing but create more enemy than you destroy. And when you literally kill so many innocent people, naturally, the surviving male members are going to do what they can culturally to seek revenge naturally. I mean, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. That is what they're going to do. And so, according to President Macron, you have not whittled down the overall number of Hamas at all. So that leads to the impression that this is not a military operation, but something to just destroy the Gaza Strip so that there's nowhere for these people to live. I mean, I know that's not very pleasant for a lot of people to hear, but that's what the evidence shows me.
Yeah, Daniel Davis speaking to an aspect of human nature that sometimes is hard to confront. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.